Hello, guys. For this episode, I wanted to discuss the idea of zero sum versus non zero sum thinking. And I bring this up because a lot of challenges and conflicts arise when we think that we are playing a zero sum game. Now, if you haven't heard of this concept, I was essentially reminded of this morning from an email from Daily Stoic, which is an email chain that I receive that gives helpful tips about different perspectives on life. But I was definitely inspired by this one and reflecting on it a little bit. So I thought I'd talk about this concept. So essentially, zero sum is the idea that whatever you give, whatever you're doing, whatever you provide, whatever actions you are taking, there has to be a sum that comes back to zero, meaning whatever you do, someone else has to lose. For example, if you think about a dictator believes that they have to crush their enemies in order for them to thrive. It is not an integrated whole. It is not compassionate. It does not have an abundant or infinite or growth mindset. And so for you to win, someone else has to lose. There is a zero-sum game. There's a winner and there's a loser. In the concept of non-zero sum, it believes, or the premise is that your compassion is infinite, your love is infinite, your ability to maintain, growth is abundant in possibility. And with that form of thinking, one is able to give to people that are, quote, competitors. They're able to create more friendships. They're able to develop more opportunities because it's about sharing and growing and creating the experience as opposed to needing to win every time. And this opportunity is often, or this way of thinking is often seen, I think, in business, where one way, if you're a competitor, is to create a win-lose situation, whereas if you're in a non-zero-sum game, you are thinking of win-win situations for not just yourself, but for your friends and for other individuals that you are thinking about and caring about. So what are some examples that you might see or word choices that you might use to have a zero-sum versus non-zero-sum type of thinking? So in zero-sum thinking, again, we're thinking in winning and losing. We're thinking of a clear person that is gaining from the situation and a person that is losing from the situation. In non-zero-sum thinking, we are thinking about yes and, or we're thinking about growth and growth. We're thinking about win and win. How do we creatively create opportunities that elevate the whole, including ourselves and including the other parties that we involve ourselves with? So whether this is in business or in relationships, there are opportunities for all parties to win, for all players to enjoy the game, for all the players to enjoy the spoils of the process. And I think it takes a lot more creative energy to get to that point, but you're also not burning bridges or harming other people in the process. And I think if we are not able to change our thinking or think about things in a different way, we're going to be taking actions in a way that's ultimately going to burn relationships, burn people, and hurt individuals, which I don't think, honestly, is anyone's goal directly. But I think that's what happens if we don't think about things in a more holistic way. So however that thinking applies to you, consider how you might be able to apply a win-win thinking or non-zero sum concept into whatever it is that you do. If you enjoyed that, please share this with your friends, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Happy Doc.